What is up, dudes and dudettes of the Nerf Nation? Today is 2017, and that means it's time for a best of 2016. So my good buddy Bobo back in 2016, January early times, made a video on 2015's best and worst blasters. So I figured we'd do it as one of our top 5 Friday videos, because those are always just a ton of fun. I'm going to try and do both of them in one Friday, so it's top 2 Fridays anyway. So we're doing best of 2016, even though it is now January of 2017. I think that he's doing his again, so as always, if you need a second opinion, or you just rather would watch somebody like Bobo than somebody like me, that's always an option. I'll link him in the description box below. Thanks for the killer idea of Bobo. So, 2017, 2016. Time is relative, friends. 2016 was actually a great year for blasters. We had a ton of releases across a bunch of different properties, including not only original Hasbro lines, but also some offshoots as well. And so we get a lot of whiners when we get that many blasters. And that's not the end of the world, it's just everybody wants to be a critic all the time. I'm actually a critic of Nerf blasters, and I like to find the best in everything. So we're doing the best video first, because the best in things is easy to find. I'm a silver lining kind of vampire, just not a silver touching kind of. Anyway, so the best of 2016 starts with our honorable mentions, and the first one is the Strato Bow. Why don't I have a Strato Bow to show you? Well, I frequently give away brand new blasters at SE&C Wars, and so I actually promised away the Strato Bow back before I knew that it was sweet, and then I played with it for a couple of rounds after giving it away and discovered that it was, in fact, super sweet. But the Strato Bow is a reasonably priced Springer with an interesting and unique firing method, far outpaced and exceeded any of its Rebel counterparts in the past. In fact, talking about garbage like this and all of the 80 times it's been rehashed, the Strato Bow does everything that does better. It gets elite style performance. It has a full clip that it scales through. It holds 15 shots, it's reasonably priced, and it's elite compatible with everything. Very easy to reload on the fly, super special awesome for SE&C type games. So that's our first honorable mention. Our second one is the Captain Cassian Andor Deluxe Blaster. Not only is it a strife reshell and a AR style platform, that's pretty sweet, I think, but the Jyn Erso Blaster does the same thing. This is an honorable mention, not because it's a strife reshell. There is a strife reshell in our top 5 guys. Spoiler alert. This is an honorable mention because of these guys. These guys, of course, refers to the accessories, and they're all awesome accessories. This is a Spectre silencer, this is the Modulus long-range kit scope, and this is a Raider stock. All of these were highly sought after, excellent Goodwill finds. They sold for sometimes $20 on eBay. Standalone, each one was very special, very useful, and very cool. Now they're all in one package, with a blaster that's worth the price anyway. As the Rogue One stuff starts to go on sale, this Target exclusive, which started at 80 bucks, has already dropped down to 40 in some places and can be found for 60 virtually everywhere. This is sweet. So our final honorable mention is huge. She was afraid to throw it, guys. The Mastodon is in fact huge. Now, its hugeness is what makes it so super special awesome, but it also is what puts it in the honorable mention category and not the actual top 5. Why? Because this thing is too big for most Nerfers. Like if your age is a single digit, the Mastodon is no bueno. The Drac Thalassa, even being a grown woman, can't properly wield this in battle. Why? Because it's heavy. It's really heavy. But it's sweet. It fires large caliber ammunition. It does so full auto. It jams frequently, but it has a jam door. It's very expensive. It's very heavy. It's very massive. That's what makes it cool. I was very excited to see a fully automatic Mega Blaster this year, but it's not quite good enough to make the cut. That said, it's definitely not a worse blaster just because of that price tag. The price tag may be high, but you get a lot of smiles per gallon out of something like this. So now let's move on to the list itself. Yes! Number 5 is the Dark Zone Magnum.
But Drac, the Dark Zone Magnum isn't even a Nerf blaster.
Irrelevant, on account of awesome. The Dark Zone Magnum has 40 shots. 40 shots in a revolver. It's sweet. For 40 shots, what do you have to pay?
I bet it's like $40, right?
No, it's $40. That's double the darts for half the price. That's value. Draculina air horn aside, it's sweet. Guys, it's a Springer pistol, it's a revolver, it's cheap as all get out. It hits actually very hard. I'm double priming it because I thought it would be aesthetically cool to have the darts like this. It's not cool at all, it just means that I have to prime it twice. That said, blaster is sweet, hits hard, Springer value, no batteries required. This thing gets in the way all the time, and it's not quite as solid as other Nerf blasters, so it does only wind up at number 5 on the list, but it's the only non-Nerf blaster on the list, and that is well deserved. The Magnum is sweet. If you need a pistol and you just want massive capacity, like you could play in certain pistol rounds without reloading using the Magnum. It is in fact that cool. What's number 4 on our list? Well, I'm open carrying it. This is the Rebel Luminate.
Aren't the Rebel blasters for girls?
Chauvinist need not apply. The Luminate itself does not discriminate. If you're not afraid of a little bit of wings and flower power on your blaster, this is sweet. While it is just a regurgitation of the messenger before it, it is a high-powered Springer with integrated LED technology for lighting up glow darts, hence the Luminate, or Illuminati as the conspiracy theorists like to call it, self-included. But it's an ultra sweet, ultra sleek pistol, and it fixes the one thing that was wrong with the Messenger. The Messenger was a crazy sweet, spring-powered Smart AR tri-dart sidearm. This has a much better handle. The Messenger just had an egregious handle. It was that old skeleton style that fit like I think a pin inside it, but it doesn't even matter because the Luminate is here to stay. It's ultra sweet, it's got a handguard built into it, and it's got that sweet, sleek profiling that the Rebel Blaster series is known for. That means 2 things. 1, it looks great and it's comfortable. That's really important. 2, it hydro dips really, really well. How have I not hydro dipped one of these things yet? Especially when I've already got an ultra slick 3D printed holster for it that I can't reach. Number 3 on the list is the Terra Scout. It's a tank. That's why it's on the list, guys. It's a tank. Not just any tank, it's a good tank. It's RC tank. It's an RC tank with a heads-up display. It's got a built-in camera. It's full auto. It's basically a rapid strike on a tank, but a fast tank. How many times can I say tank? We're gonna keep going. Better than Jesse's thing. Jesse at the SCNC doesn't really like it. Why? Jesse's thing doesn't move. This thing moves really fast. Very easy to beat an FDL with something that can run over the FDL. Sorry, Jesse. Love you, bro. This is a tank. It's really, really cool, guys. Now, why is it only number 3 on the list if it does all of that? It's essentially all the fun of a rapid strike, which won our top 5 full auto video, but on a tank. A fast one. So if it's all that awesome, why is it number 3 on the list and not number 1? It's clearly the coolest thing that came out this year. Yes, well, it costs $200. No amount of holiday sale brought that down, guys. It's $200. Translate that into whatever currency you wish, it's still 2 weeks' pay. Like, it's an insane amount of money. That said, it's a ton of fun. It is really, really cool. To quote Ferris Bueller,
If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
so what could possibly beat the Terra Scout for awesomeness if we have to go for slots 2 and 1? Well, now's a really good time to let you guys know that all lists are subjective and it's my channel. Do what I want. Number 2 is the Desolator.
But Drac, the Desolator's just a worse strife.
No, this is a worse strike. Trust me. The Desolator is an awesome strike. It's a better strike in a lot of ways. First off, the integrated stock is sweet. It is very tight, but it's sweet. For tiny nerfers, it's ideal. For me, it's still very cool, very comfortable, and fits a LIPO pack perfectly vertically. That's super sweet. So why did I put this on the list, and why is it, more importantly, so high on the list, making number 2? Well, I like it more than the strike, for starters. I think that it's more comfortable, I love the foregrip, and I love the stock. I put a lot of work into making a lot of stripes that have this level of ergonomics and comfort, and this was out of the box super easy and super comfortable and super cool. Plus, it means that the stripe isn't disappearing, so from a purely like, I enjoy humans versus zombies perspective, this is sweet. Its very existence guarantees that there will be an entry-level semi-auto flywheel blaster for at least another couple of years to come. That is value. Anyway, the reason that I really like it is the overall aesthetics of it, as I've just covered, and the color scheme. It's black and white. Why would Drac like something that's black and white? Comment below if you get that. You clearly watch the vlogs, my heart goes out to you. It's an undead, unbeating kind of gross heart, but you can have it anyway. This blaster is awesome when modified. Just like a stripe, it's very easy to take it to that next level, but it has all these funky clear bits built into it. No need to go aftermarket and spend a ton of time drilling holes for LEDs. You can just shine light through the already transparent parts in it, and it looks pretty good doing it. Also, it has a ton of power, like this. My DSLR does not like being shot, particularly by modified flywheel blasters. Nonetheless, Motorberg. The Desolator is sweet. Anyway, this one is particularly good. I've got a full guide on making them this good. It's actually not that hard to make them this incredibly good. They're also just quite good out of the package. Made quite an impact on HVZ players this year, self-included, and that's why it's on the list. Get it? Impact Zone? Whatever. On to number 1.
I bet he's just gonna say the Chaos.
You bet your sweet Leia buns it's the Chaos. The Chaos is insanely awesome. It brought full auto to the rival line. Now the rival line already had full auto for very few people. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about these monsters. The Hurricane still reigns supreme, there's no doubt about it, but they're hard to make and they can be cumbersome at times. Now they're still smaller than the Chaos, depending upon how you want to measure that, but the Chaos out of the package is full auto goodness, 40 shots at a time, easy to reload with super sweet clipazine technology, and it's awesome. It fires full auto from a magazine. It was sweet at Toy Fair. I was very excited to get to play with it there. I've since modded mine and made an absolute monster of a Chaos. With an angled foregrip, they become actual titans of gameplay, along with a lipo mod and everything. You can get rate of fire where you're just emptying the magazine in under 4 seconds flat. That's over 10 balls per second, or BPS, which I think certain musical composers would get mad about, but anyway, it's a really, really cool blaster. For the price, and it has been on sale down in the $55-$60 range for a while, it's incredibly sweet. It's not as exciting when it's stock, but even stock, it has reasonable rate of fire, although not 100% consistent, and it's a full auto blaster out of the package. Combine that with the fact that it now has a rechargeable battery that you can get, and there's really no excuse not to be running a Chaos if you choose to run Rival with electronics in it. It is very, very cool. All that said, you have to be using a Team Red blaster. They are absolutely the coolest. They are in particular the coolest with a one-of-a-kind foregrip attached. They are very, very sweet. They shoot insanely hard. The mod guide for this is crazy simple if you're into flywheels already, and they are really, really sweet. This throws up a veritable wall of darts. It's insane. It owns the battlefield for the 3 seconds that you can continuously fire with it. That said, that's my #1 blaster of the year. You're welcome to put your own list together in the comments, and I'll take it into consideration for future top 5 lists. Alternatively, if you have suggestions for top 5 lists, there is a worst of 2016 video going up at the same time as this video, which you can check out in the description box below, as well as in this annotation here. Should be pretty sweet, but this is really awesome. I think that this is a fine top blaster of the year. I think that it is the flagship of a top-of-the-line line by Hasbro, and I mean the rival line is truly a focus of the Hasbro team at present, and this is the focus of the 2016 year. I think that it's a really, really cool rival blaster. Really changes the way that these are going to play in general. It's compact, it's easy to reload, it's full auto out of the package, and it's super duper cool. That said, please sell the magazines by themselves. This is insane.